first thing I want to explain you about it. So first topic. Compulsory 2023 prelims. Any question on millets is 100% expected. Millets is expected. India is also behind millets. World is also behind millets. Why? Because of two reasons. Number one, cereals. What are cereals? The food grains are called as, which we consume are called as cereals. Cereals, two types will be there. Two types of crops will be there. One is cereals, other is non-cereals. Cereals means which we consume are called as cereals. Cereals which are not useful for consumption are called as non-cereals. Like cotton, cash crops, commercial crops, these are called as non-cereal crops. So in these cereal crops, other than paddy and wheat, other cereals which are useful for the mankind in the form of providing proteins other than carbohydrates. The carbohydrates are very less. From diet point of view, now in 21st century, everyone are more interested about the diet. So in order to provide the diet other than paddy, other alternative for paddy is millets. So millets, health point of view, millets, huge production, millets, yield point of view, millets, where the rainfall is also very less, means drought ridden areas also the millets can be produced. The water requirement for the wheat and the water requirement for the paddy is very high when compared to millets. Because of all these advantages, the government is promoting production of millets. First we have to know why government is running behind millets. These are all the reasons behind which the government is running behind the millets. Millets are a group of small seed grasses that grows as cereal crops, means food crops. Cereal crops means food crops. They produce what? Other than carbohydrates. Protein, vitamin A, iron and iodine. Carbohydrates content is very less in millets. The stomach is because of paddy, rice eating people. Rice eating people, why? In rice what is more? Carbohydrates is more. So in order to avoid the stomach, so what is the best way? Carbohydrate should not be there. So what is the same available with respect to paddy is millets. Number two, some points you have to remember. Kharif season or Rabi season? Kharif season. Kharif season or Rabi season? In which season the millet will come? Kharif season, not in Rabi season. Other types of millets which are produced in India, PL millet, finger millet, jowar, etc. grows on the well-drained loomy soils, arid and semi-arid regions, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, Gujarat. In high content, it is also present in Telangana, it is also present in Andhra Pradesh, but high production is in Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan and Gujarat. India is the 5th largest exported of the millets globally. So we are, in export point of view, we are the 5th largest exported. Some facts. Millets point of view, some facts are very important. Those facts I am telling you. 5th largest exported country with respect to millets is India. 41% of the total global millet production is in India. Means what? 5th position. Means we are consuming. We are consuming domestically, and what is remaining we are pumping to the rest of the world. When we are pumping to the rest of the world, the production, the export is 5th rank. But however, 41% of the world millets are produced where? In India. So production is very high in which country? 41%. So other countries cannot be more than up to 41%. India is the first country in the world with respect to production of millets. India celebrated 2023 as the National Year of Millets. Very important. Integrated cereals development program in core cereals, including public distribution system. So prelims point of view, millets are very important. Whatever you have to remember. Kharif. In drought also it can be produced. Drought region also it can be produced. Soil is loomy soil. High production is in Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan and Gujarat. 5th largest exporter. 5th largest exporter. World how much percentage is produced? 41%. Means world largest producer of millets is India. It is present in public distribution system. Which season? That's it. These are the facts which you have to remember. Oh, if these are all the things which are associated with millets. National Year of Millets 2023. And we had a program which is called as Integrated Cereal Development Program in Core Cereals. This is with respect to millets. So I am recommending you in reading newspaper or reading any content, wherever you are reading, if you come across millets, please read it. Millets is most expected topic, as you know, number 1. Number 2, Astra Mark 1. Astra Mark 1. Astra Mark 1. What is Astra Mark 1? Beyond visual range. Beyond visual range means what? What is beyond visual range? Merapatiga. Beyond visual range means it goes. Before we see it, escapes. It is called as beyond visual range. Means more than the speed of light. More than the speed of light. Indirectly, it is more than the speed of light. Beyond visual range. Air-to-air missile, but the range is only very limited. That is the reason high capacity. If the range is more, the capacity will come down. If the range is less, the capacity will be more. Are you getting my point? If it is only 37 kilometers, means beyond visual range I can go and kill, but the range should be only 37 kilometers. But usually the missiles will be of 370 kilometers. When the distance increases, the capacity, the speed will. So indirectly, how we can remember? Oh, beyond visual range. So speed is very quicker. When the speed is very quicker, then the distance will be very less. Any missile, you remember this. When the speed is high, the distance will be less. Developed by BDL, Bharat Dynamics Limited. DRDO, who transferred the technology? DRDO transferred the technology. They are beyond visual range, means this is a weapon system which is carried onto the missile. When it is carried onto the Sukhoi MK3, it will go after lifting. Air-to-air missile means it should go up to air, no? Air-to-air missile means what? Air-to-air means first it should go to air. After going to the air, it will release. Land-to-air means from land only I can release the system, I can release the weapon. Air-to-air means I have to lift it. So who is lifting it? Sukhoi missile. So it will go from the Sukhoi missile onto the air. From the air it is moving up. Astra Mark 1, beyond visual range, 37 kilometers, developed by Bharat Dynamics Limited, technology transferred by. Third, liquid nano urea plant. We are listening about it. Nano urea, we are looking into it. Why? Because what is economic background? Urea, we depend upon urea which is imported. So large amount of foreign exchange is going for urea. So in order to control it, what the indigenous people developed, or Indian scientists, what they developed, they added urea with nano, a small urea which is neem coated at a very less temperature, with very less quantity they developed, which is also neem coated. Very less quantity it is in this size. Why in news? India's first liquid nano urea plant in Gujarat is a patented chemical nitrogen fertilizer, Indian Farmer Fertilizers Cooperative Limited, in the form of nanoparticle. Urea is in the form of nanoparticle. So we are not taking it. We concise the molecule so that little amount is enough. Depending on the imports to meet the requirements, it improves plant nutrition, but amount of urea which we are taking is reducing. We are importing only, but because of this idea called as nano urea, nano means how much meters? 10 to the power of minus 9. 10 to the power of minus 9. So each molecule in the urea is reduced to 10 to the power of minus 9. So it is compactly designed. So less urea we are importing because of the technology called as nano urea. We are not stopping importing of urea, but amount of urea which we are importing is reduced. Efficiency of the liquid nano urea can be higher than the conventional urea. Farmers pay around 300 rupees for 50 kg of the bag. Now it has been reduced drastically. Now it is somewhere around 150 rupees with the same quantity, means 50 kgs of urea. How much it can do the benefit? In the same way, the new nano urea can give the same benefit at a 150 rupees. That is the benefit of nano urea. Nano urea, the same urea which is concised by the molecular technology, and it is being indigenously made, and made by which? Indian Farmer Fertilizers Cooperative Limited, by which foreign exchange, we are saving our foreign reserves, our foreign exchange is stabilized, and we are not depending more on urea. Green bonds, simple. I have money. I go to an institution, bank institution. I have money. I will go to an institution, financial institution. I will tell that I want a green bond. Then what he will do? Pay me 10 lakhs rupees. I will give him 10 lakhs rupees. He will give me a bond. He will give me a bond. That bond is nothing but a guaranteed that I paid him 10 lakhs rupees. Then I took the bond at a prefixed timeline, 10 years or 15 years, at a fixed rate of interest. Why they are calling green bond? This money they have to use only for environment purpose. This money they have to use only for environment purpose. That is called as, earlier there is a concept called as masala bond. Earlier there is a concept called as masala bond, nothing. In foreign currency you will buy a bond, but the bond will be repaid in Indian rupees. Means if my brother is living in America, in US dollars he will be buying a bond with Indian financial institutions, and he will be given a masala bond. Means what? He will take in US dollars, he will give Indian bond. It can be redeemed in which currency? Indian currency. It can be redeemed in Indian currency. The same way here, I will be paying the amount. That amount I will be getting the bond, but that money will be used for environment purpose. Green bond investor I am. Bond issuer. There is a bond issuer like a financial institution, and that money will go to a project, and that project will be used only for environment purpose. That is called as green bond. Fixed income financial instruments. Fixed income financial instruments means at a fixed years, at a fixed rate of interest. Not volatile, not market dependent. Means when I am buying the green bond, if they fix it as 8% rate of interest, then they have to pay 8, whatever may be the market. So after 8 years, how much money I am going to get, whether I will have a certainty or not. So it is not driven by market, it is fixed. Green bond is driven by market or fixed? Fixed. When it is fixed, whether I know how much returns I am going to get or not, I will know how much money I am going to get. That is the benefit of green bond. Only few bonds are fixed, and one of the bond is green bond. Are used to fund the project that have positive environment effect, like the renewable energy, clean, regulated by SEBI. Bond is regulated by SEBI. Fixed interest ratio rates to investors. First green bond was issued in 2007 by the European Investor Bank and World Bank. Reputation, fulfill commitments, and raised the lower cost. This is the main issue of green bond. So what you have to remember? Fixed tenure, fixed rate of interest, and the money will be used for only 4 points. For every topic, 4 points. Next, agriculture land price index. Agriculture land price index. IIM Ahmedabad came up with a index like global hunger index, like gender inequality index. They have come up with agriculture land price index. For example, I want to do agriculture. So if I go to this index, it's a portal, nothing but a portal. If I go to this portal, web portal, I will know how the prices are increasing in Maharashtra, how the agriculture land prices are increasing in Tamil Nadu, how the agriculture land prices are increasing in Andhra Pradesh. So accordingly, I can make risk. If I am an investor, where the increase is very high, I will go and I will invest there. Where the increment is very less, there I will not invest if I am an investor. But if I am an agriculturist, where the money is less, where the rates are less, I will buy there. Why? Because I want to do agriculture. So for the first time, such a sort of portal is designed in India by IIM Ahmedabad. And that index is called as Agriculture Land Price Index. Agriculture Land Price Index. IIM Ahmedabad is electronic marketplace for the agriculture lands. So buying, selling also will be happening. Not only it shows the direction, it also helps me in buying and selling. I can put my agriculture land, 4 hectares of agriculture land, 5 acres of agriculture land, I can buy, I can sell. So it's a portal, it's nothing but a portal. It gives quality control data on the prices of the agriculture land in the country. It will track the price movements in the marketplace, and it has come up with pricing mechanism. It is given on monthly basis and updated every year. It was developed to address the disparities and to ensure accuracy in agriculture, so that I will know what is agriculture rate in Andhra Pradesh, what is agriculture rate in Maharashtra. Again, in Maharashtra, Marathwada how much, Konkan region how much. So accordingly I can plan my investment. Accordingly I can plan my investment. That particular platform is called as, it's just a platform. Index, why? It is showing me on monthly basis, this month this much rate, next month this much rate. Yes or no? Everywhere agriculture, everywhere the land rate is increasing or decreasing. Anywhere you go, your father will tell, or sometimes you will only tell, this was 5,000, now it became 5 lakhs. It will increase, however it will increase. Everywhere the land rates are increasing, and agriculture lands are no exception. They are also increasing. So that is tracked through a web portal called as Agriculture Land Price Index, which is created by IIM Ahmedabad. These are June 2022. June 2022, what are most important? Now you see. This is a good, any question on mains is there, right, about the development of agriculture in India. Agricultural land in India is integrated by a platform called as Agriculture Land Prices Index, so that any person sitting anywhere can know the prices of the agriculture land. Accordingly, he can plan his investment. Accordingly, he can know the trend. Accordingly, no one can cheat, no middleman can cheat. What is the rate he can know in the index itself? For example, I want to sell my agriculture land. What I will do? What is the rate selling now? I will ask neighbor, I will ask this neighbor, or I will ask the real estate broker. When I am selling, he will tell less rate. When I am buying, he will tell high rate. So rather than depending on other person, now I am depending on a technology. Now I am depending on a technology. That is Agriculture Land Price Index, which is developed by these people. Liquid mirror, simple, liquid mirror, telescope. Liquid mirror, telescope. A telescope. It employs rotating mirrors. It employs a rotating mirrors. Made up of thin film of the liquid mercury, is a reflective liquid. Commissioned at the Aryabhatta Research Institute of the Observational Sciences, used to observe the asteroids, supernovas, space debris and other celestial objects. Astronomers from the India, Belgium and Canada were involved in it, prelims point of view. Two things will be there: observing space, observing Earth. Two types of satellites will be there, or two types of telescopes will be there. One, observing the space. Astrosat, observing the astronomy, observing the space, observing the Earth, observing the Earth. So this is what? Observing the space, observing the celestial objects, observing the asteroids, observing the space debris. Space debris means the two satellites had a accident. So the outcome which comes out, the metals, the rudimentary which come out is called as debris. So if the debris are moving in the space, GSLV C-34 is there. So anytime it can come and it can dash it. So when it dashes, obviously it will be having a problem. So observing space debris also nowadays important. Why? Because once upon a time that much space debris was not present, but now. So such type of telescopes are useful in identifying what are present in the outer space. What are present in the outer space. One is what? Liquid mirror telescope. Where it is got developed? Aryabhatta Observational Center. Who are the countries involved? India, Belgium and Canada. Prelims point of view. India, Belgium and Canada. Once I remember 2017 or somewhere, what is the weight of Astrosat satellite they asked. The benefit of science and technology questions is, I am telling you, factual questions will be there. Technology oriented questions will not be there, factual oriented. Whether it is seeing the space or whether it is seeing the Earth. So this is seeing the space. Stockholm plus 50 conference. Stockholm conference which year happened? 1972. Plus 50 means which year? 2020. Stockholm plus 50. It is an international meeting convention held in Stockholm, Sweden. UN General Assembly will be convening this international meeting. The healthy planet for prosperity for all our responsibility, our opportunities. Idea of the Stockholm Conference was first proposed in 1968 Sweden and happened in the year 1972. Now it is 2022. In the June they planned, that is the reason it is there, and it is happened in the month of December. Stockholm plus 50. It is nothing but what all we discussed in the 1972, what all targets we kept in 1972, whether we reached it or not. Evaluation happened in 2022 in the same place called as Stockholm. Evaluation means what are the targets in 1972, whether we reached the targets or not. Ethanol blending, you know better than me. Every time it is in the news. Every time it is in the news. Crop, sugarcane is the best. Sugarcane, I used it, waste, I fermented it, I burned it, then I got it, a liquid form I got it, then I purified it. This purified, I am blending with petrol. This I am blending with petrol. So because of blending with petrol, now the quantity of petrol which I am using in the vehicles is reducing. Why? Because some percent is substituted by ethanol. And ethanol is what? A renewable source. Ethanol is what? A renewable, I can produce it. It is nature, I can produce it. So the dependence on fossil fuels is reducing and the dependence on renewable energy is, that is the ethanol. The country which is successfully blending with petrol is Brazil. The successful country which has properly blended with oil is Brazil. Ethanol had set the target of 20% ethanol blending in petrol by 2020. Means compulsory in 1 liter of petrol, how much should be ethanol? The meaning is like this. 20% means 1000 ml. How much ml should be ethanol? 200 ml. So price will come down. Dependence on fossil fuel will reduce. Mainly the foreign reserves will saved. Is defined as a blended motor fuel contained in ethyl alcohol. From the agriculture products, it is a renewable fuel. Blending program is to increase the indigenous production of the ethanol. India is the world's 5th largest producer of ethanol after the USA, Brazil, European Union and China. But most successful is Brazil. Most largest producer is USA. Ethanol blending, renewable energy. Ethanol blending, renewable energy. In next, tomorrow or day after tomorrow, there is hydrogen energy. Hydrogen fuel, very, very important. Expected question, hydrogen fuel. For every 10 days, one day it is in the news. Hydrogen fuel, hydrogen fuel, hydrogen fuel. What is this hydrogen? That also we will be discussing. Single-use plastic, very dangerous. Means single-use plastic means we will use one time and we will throw. Like paper plates, parcel plates, they will cover, no? Parcel plates. Single-use plastics. They are made from fossil fuels, so danger. Huge carbon print, so danger. Will still there been hundreds of years, it will be there. Why? Because it cannot be recycled. Tiny percentage, only tiny percentage can be recycled, but most percentage will be present as it is. Toxins will be present. The toxins will move from single-use plastic into the food packets. Causes cancers, obviously. Pollutes our oceans. Kills marine animals and birds. Enters our food chain. So single-use plastic is not at all allowed. Hence it is banned or not. For what purpose it is banned? These are all the reasons. For what purpose it is banned? These are all the reasons. Energy program was launched by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, prelims point of view. Single-use plastics. Single-use plastics banned by which ministry? Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Not by Ministry of Environment and Climate Change. It is by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Involvement of the urban local bodies to identify single-use plastic alternative. Single-use is a plastic commodity to use once, later it is being recycled and redisposed. Centre has banned plastic less than 75 microns with effect from under the plastic management rules. So this has been single-use plastic. Now what we are doing, we are trying to lift the ban. Earlier we banned it, but now we are planning to lift the ban. Why? Because now that single use plastic, they are making the technology in such a way that it can be easily recycled. When it is easily recycled, we can use it. The problem is with not recycling. If recycling is easy, then we can use this. So now the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs is planning to make the single use plastic for recycle purpose. If they do so, the price of the plastic will, when the price of the plastic is increased, whether the shopkeepers will use it, it should be affordable. It should be affordable. When it is not affordable, obviously again no one will use it. So again they will go for the mota plastic. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Awas means house. Awas means house. Target they kept 2022. Program was initiated in 2015 by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs with the target of constructing 1.2 crore homes by the year 2022. Whether we reached it, that is the reason we discussed it. It got started in June 2015 and in June 2015 they kept the target as June 2022. So in June 2022 we are evaluating ourselves whether 1.2 crore of houses are constructed or we didn't construct it. But as the target year came, we are discussing it. So 1.2 crore houses are constructed or not? No, anyhow no. Target beneficiaries are economically weaker sections, low income group, middle income group. Ownership of the houses were provided in the name of women and joint family to empower the joint family. Who is the owner? Woman is the owner. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. We started in June 2015, but the target was been fixed to 1.2 crores of houses to be completed by June. But Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Quick revision. For every 10 topics, we will have a revision. Millets. We have to study about the millets. Tell me. You have to remember in the examination hall directly. Millets. Which season? Kharif. Next. Which states most production? Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh. Next. Drought region also it will grow. Next. 2023 is the national year of millets. Next. Carbohydrates are very, very less. What are present? Vitamin A, iron, iodine and proteins. Yes or no? Next. Fifth largest exporter. Largest producer in the world is? Yes. Next. Astra. What is Astra? Air to air. Beyond visual range. Developed by Bharat Dynamics Limited. Technology transferred by? That's enough. Liquid nano urea plant. We are importing urea. So in order to reduce the demand, we came up with indigenous technology called as nano urea, whereby we are reducing the quantity of the urea by the technology. So that is produced by where? Indian Farmers Fertilizers Cooperative Limited. Indigenously developed. Green bonds, you understood. Green bonds. Agriculture Land Price Index. By whom? IIM Ahmedabad. Liquid mirror telescopes. Looking space. Stockholm plus 50. 72. 2022. Ethanol blending. India is in 5th position. First is USA, second is Brazil, third is European Union, fourth is China and the 5th is India. Single use plastic. By which ministry? Housing and Urban Affairs. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, June 2015. Now evaluation in June. How many houses? 1.2 crore. Fishing cat. Fishing. Chilka Lake is the largest, Asia's largest water lagoon lake is home to fishing cats. Lagoon. Ocean. This is called as lagoon. Yes, sir. This is called as lagoon. Bay. It is called as bay. Inside the land, if it is inside the land, it is called as bay. If it is into the ocean, same like structure, it is called as lagoon. It is the state animal of West Bengal. Ambassador of Chilka since 2020. IUCN status very important. IUCN status is endangered. Remember this. Fishing, cat. Where it is present? In Chilaka Lake. Chilaka which state? Odisha. Chilaka Lake, Odisha. IUCN status is endangered. Chilka is in a lagoon. Habitat of fishing cat is marsh islands, mangroves, flooded and other wetlands. So, fishing cat is which status? Endangered status. Compulsory you have to remember the status. IUCN status is solar rooftop technology. Now, every house we are trying to have this solar rooftop technology. So, electricity is produced there. How? Electricity will be produced and we can use electricity and we can sell to the power grid. Here we can sell it to the power grid. How much we produce, we use it. When it is surplus, we will send it to the power grid. So, we can generate the revenue also. What type of cells are used here? Solar photovoltaic SPV. Solar photovoltaic cells. Ghar ke Uppar solar campaign was launched by the Ministry of the New and Renewable Energy. Awareness of solar rooftop among the 100 Indian towns with the involvement of local government, citizens and municipalities. Solar rooftop technology. Power by installing solar panel on rooftops. DC power is generated into AC powers. DC power. Solar is DC power. It will directly convert into direct electricity. The DC will be converted into AC. Promotes grid connected SPV. To mitigate the dependency on the fossil fuel electric generation, government is providing 40% subsidy for the households to install the solar photovoltaic cells. This is solar rooftop technology. We are coming with a scheme to create awareness among how many towns? 100 towns. 100 towns and municipalities. Whereby rooftop technology will be provided with SPVs. Which ministry? New and Renewable Energy. Subsidy how much percentage? Means what? If this is 1 lakh rupees, then 60,000 we have to put from our pocket, 40,000 will be given by the government. Non-banking financial companies. What is this? Non-financial banking companies, which will not involve in, understand this, NBFC means, which will not involve in opening of bank accounts, giving and taking of banking, which is not doing traditional banking business, is called as non-banking financial institution. They will give loans, but they will not involve in opening bank accounts, depositing and withdrawing will not be there. That's it. Understand the definition of non-banking financial companies. It will be formed by the Companies Act of 1956, now under Companies Act of 2013. It will be not controlled by the RBI. In the NBFCs, I will tell later it has been changed. First listen, non-banking financial companies. Only one difference from banking financial companies and non-banking financial companies means they will be not doing day-to-day conventional traditional banking operations. Other than that, they will do all like third-party products like insurance, mutual funds, loans, except depositing and withdrawing of the cash will not be there in this particular bank. Like India Bull. Now, IDFC is becoming very popular now, local IDFC. Tata Capital, Fullerton, LIC, whether LIC will do traditional banking business, but they will sell third party. Means what? Insurance. Third party products means insurance, mutual funds, stocks. Under the Companies Act, bank-wise financial services like loans and advances, they don't acquire the banking license, are regulated and governed by the RBI. Later they changed to RBI. Some NBFCs are regulated by the SEBI, IRDA, NBFCs, National Housing Banks, issue certain norms for provisioning of the standard assets by the large NBFCs. So, some NBFCs are controlled by, remember this, some NBFCs earlier are controlled by SEBI, IRDA, PFRDA. Later, some NBFCs which are giving loans, like IDFC local bank, which is very notorious, very bad. So, those NBFCs which are doing advances, who are doing loans, they are being controlled by RBI. Those who are selling insurance is controlled by IRDA. Those who are doing bonds, stock market, selling and buying of mutual funds, they are controlled by SEBI. Who are selling pension funds, pension bonds, they are controlled by PFRDA. PFRDA, Pension Fund Regulatory Development Authority. So, prelims point of view, NBFCs are not only controlled by RBI, it is also controlled by RBI as well as other regulatory authorities. What we know up to now, we thought that it is only controlled by RBI. It is controlled by RBI as well as other regulatory authorities. World Oceans Day. Theme, World Oceans Day. Theme, such type of questions will not come, but sometimes oceans are very important. What is the theme? Prevent plastic pollution for healthy ocean. Prevent plastic pollution for healthy ocean. June 8th, by United Nations General Assembly, oceans play a key role in weather and climate. With Sustainable Development Goals 14, ocean covers 71% of the earth and holds 91% of the planet's water. So, there is something called as World Oceans Day, which is mainly planning to reduce plastic pollution for healthy oceans. National e-Vidhaan application, e-Vidhaan, electronic Vidhaan. Vidhaan means what? Legislatures. Vidhan Sabha. Vidhan Sabha means what? Legislature. Electronic Vidhaan. Work and data related to the legislative bodies available online for the use of both citizens and the members of the assembly. Redesignated as NEVA, National Electronic Vidhaan Application. National Electronic Vidhaan Application. Nodal Ministry, Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs, objective to eliminate the use of paper in day-to-day life. That's it. Whatever the content is present in the parliament in the form of paper will be converted into digital, and that will be placed in this particular web portal called as NEVA, and this content will be available for member of parliament as well as common citizens. So, all the parliament related exchanges, all the transactions of the parliamentarians, all the data of the parliamentarians will be converted into digital data under the scheme called as NEVA, National Electronic Vidhaan Application. Under the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. Brahmos, every time it is in the news, Brahmos, you have to tell me. Brahmo, Brahmaputra. Moscow River. Moskva. So, two rivers combined together, Brahmaputra and Moskva. Developed by Russians, buyed by India. But however, what is advantage is developed by Russia, buyed by India, but there is technology transfer. Understand this. Usually there will be no technology transfer. Means I will take it, I have to use it. I will buy this interactive panel, I will use it. If something problem happens to it, I don't know how to repair it. So again I have to call that person. So he will be having the business. So what, every time I will have to depend on those people. When he will come in, at that time only this will be repaired. If not, I have to wait. Dependency will be high if there is no technology transfer. So here what happened? Technology transfer happened. So I bought from them, I re-engineered it because I know the technology. So I know how it functions. Now I am preparing the same prototypes. Now I am producing the same product. That is the importance of Brahmos. We buyed it, we didn't. We buyed it. Then there is a technology transfer. After technology transfer, we both together we are making the Brahmos missile. Air to surface, air to surface, air to surface, supersonic, more than the speed of sound. What is the speed of the sound? 1 Mach. Mach means how much? 347 meters per second. 340 meters per second. Mach, how much Mach online? Mac. Someone is raising hand. Mac. Who will answer? Yes, Raghavendra. Yes. చెప్పండి రాఘవేంద్ర చెప్పండి. చెప్పండి. మ్యాక్ మ్యాక్ చెప్పండి. చెప్పండి. Okay. Mach. So supersonic, more than the speed of the sound. More than the speed of the sound. Sound has some parameters. What is the parameter on Mach number? Hmm? 340 meter per second. Joint venture between India and Russia from rivers Brahmaputra and Moscow on fire and forget principle. This is very important. Fire and forget principle means it will go, it will dash and it will burst. Fire and forget principles can be launched from the land, sea and air. Range varies from 290 kilometers to 350 to 400 kilometers. Now you tell me, when the speed is 350 kilometers, beyond a visual range is 37 only. So it can go more quicker. So if the distance is more, so the speed has been reduced to sound. Thus, the speed of the sound is more or the speed of the light is more? Light is more. Visual range. BT cotton. Every time it is in the news, BT cotton. We are doing genetically modified organism crop, BT cotton. BT, Bacillus thuringiensis, a bacteria. We used the bacteria for genetically modifying this seed. So this is genetically modified organism. Who will be having the power to authorize genetically modified organism crops? There will be a body called as GEAC, Genetical Engineering Appraisal Committee, under Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, which got established by the Environment Protection Act of 1986. So this body will be having the power to give permission for GM crops. Haryana government issued no objection certificate to conduct field trials. Till now, India allowed the use of BG1, BG2 GM cotton in the country. Now, BGRRF can provide protection against the devastating pest attack like American bollworm. Genetical modification inserting DNA into the genome of the organism and new DNA is transferred into the plant cells. Genetical Embracing Appraisal Committee, GEAC, is a statutory body under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change who will giving the permission. Is the only GM crop approved by the GAAC for the commercial cultivation. Recently, GM mustard also got, but on conditions. But this is universally they gave, only one crop, universally they gave. Recently they gave for GM mustard also, but very, very controlled and regulated way. But which crop is fully cultivated by genetical engineering crops is, you know, Agnipath scheme. Agnipath raised Agni lot. Agnipath. So there will be no direct recruitment as soldiers, as Group 4 employees into the Ministry of Defence. So there will be a scheme called as June 2022 only it came. Secunderabad became like Agnipath. Nowhere in India. Suddenly in Secunderabad railway station only. So young people will be recruited for limited time period. Further, the payment will be given After that time period, a lump sum amount of 3 lakhs rupees or some amount will be given to them, and with that money they have to come back and they have to keep some organization, and they will be not associated with Ministry of Defence. So on part-time basis, on temporary basis, on contract basis, now we are recruiting the soldiers of the country. That particular scheme is called as Agnipath Scheme. Government unveiled the Agnipath Scheme for recruiting soldiers across the 3 services: Indian Army, Navy and Air Force, for the period of 4 years. For the young 4 years, that young 4 years they have to dedicate to the country. They will be paying the amount. After coming back, after 4 years, they will be giving a lump sum amount, and there will be no association with defence. But if they perform well, there is a chance to become permanent employees. In that 4 years, if they perform well, then there is a chance to be permanent employees. But the chance is very, very less. Youth joining the army will be called as the Agniveer. 25% of the batch will be recruited back into the service after the 4 years, only for personnel below the officer's rank. Between the age of 17.5 to 23 years will be able to apply. Only this young age will be used as Agniveer. But criticism is, this is the age where they can go into IIT, or they can go into NIT, or they can go into medicine, or whether they can go into the civil services, anywhere. After 23, see, one person who served for 5 years into one particular department, changing of field is very tough. Only 2% of people can change the field. 98% of the people who got habituated, they cannot change the field. So they will be here itself. So their youth, their everything will be wasted off. Why? Because the prime time they are working for the on contract basis. In simple lines, we can tell that on contract basis. Joint Consultative Commission. Recently, one consultative commission was been formed between India and Bangladesh. A consultative commission was been formed between India and Bangladesh. Which 2 countries came together for the formation of Joint Consultative Commission? Means India and Bangladesh. 7th round of Joint Consultative Commission to explore cooperations in the areas of artificial intelligence, cyber security startups and fintech. India shares 54 transboundary rivers with the Bangladesh. Tista power project is on the Barak river, which is present on the Bangladesh. Is a natural pillar of the Act East policy. If we want to go towards the east side, we have to cross Bangladesh. And important components with Bangladesh is BIMSTEC and BBIN. Bangladesh, Bhutan, India and Nepal. BIMSTEC, Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Trade and Economic Commerce. BIMSTEC. In this, India and Bangladesh are properly technical and economic cooperation. Technical and economic cooperation. Bangladesh is India's largest trading partner in the South Asia. Some facts, important. We got Joint Consultative Commission. 7th Joint Consultative Commission. Why it is important? After a long time, again we had a Joint Consultative Commission. After a long time, nearly 10 years. India and Bangladesh. India European Union Trade Agreement. First I will tell you, if you know better. Free trade agreement means it's not free. Free trade agreement means it's not free. Free trade agreement means preference. Means, for example, not preference also. Without any discrimination, if I do trade, it is called as free trade agreement. In simple words, understand this. Preferential trade agreement, PTA, other thing is there. Free trade agreement means without any discrimination, if I do trade without any discrimination, means normal business if I do, it's called as free trade agreement. Normal business if I do, it's called as free trade agreement. Means without any discrimination. Means I will not buy this from you, I will buy this from you, I will take this from you. Means it is not called as free trade agreement. If normal business if I do, if normal trade if I do, it is called as free trade agreement. There is something called as preferential trade agreement. Like for example, if I want to buy mangoes, I will buy only from India. It is called as preferential trade agreement. In the free trade agreement, 2 things will be there. SECA, SEPA. SECA, SEPA. Anyone can tell me what is SECA and SEPA? Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement. Understand this. Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement. comprehensive economic partnership agreement. You tell me, partnership bond is strong or cooperation bond is strong? Partnership. You and me are partner. Means win-win situation. You are getting some amount, I am getting some amount. So partnership will be more. So in free trade agreement, again 2 agreements will be there. One will be SECA, another will be SEPA. With a few countries we have SECA, and with few countries we have SEPA. India-European Union free trade agreement. Second largest trading partner. India's major export to the European Union. India's major export to the European Union. We are sending them. Mineral fuels, mechanical appliances, electrical, electronic machineries is a preferential trade agreement between the countries based on the native list without any discrimination. Investment protection agreement to promote and protect private investment made by the nationals of the signatories. Geographical indication pact will establish transparency and predictable regulatory environment. One pact has been established, prelims point of view. GI pact is one pact is established between 2 groups, India and European Union. Means every product which is coming from India should be tagged by geographical indication. Means if it is coming into Europe, if it is going to Spain, it is going for Belgium, compulsory the geographical indication tag should be there, so that the people will recognize and they will buy. For example, if we buy apples, when we take it, whether we know from where it is coming, we don't know. But in Europe, they kept a condition that whatever we are taking from you and we are sending it to the market, every good should have a, so that the consumer will know this product is from which place. So it made a binding agreement. They made a binding, it's good only. Sometimes if good is good. So that people will know across the world. Across the world, the people will come to know. Tirupati Laddu, people will come to know. Kadwal saris, people will come to know. Rasagulla, people will come to know. So they had a GI pact with India and Europe. Black Swan event. Can anyone tell me what is this Black Swan event? Black Swan, you tell me. Black Swan is there. Huh? Swan means duck. Whether black swans are there, no, some color will be there, but completely black. Means visualizing a black swan is unpredictable. Visualizing a black swan is unpredictable. So in economics, if any unpredictability happens, it is called as black swan. It's a black swan, you got all India rank 1. It's a black swan. You cleared prelims, you cleared mains, you got 90th rank, black swan event, total family, everyone. Check whether all ticket is same or not, the person is same or not. According to the RBI report, capital outflows to the tune outflow to the tune of 100 billion takes place in India, known as the black swan event. It is difficult to predict and known as the outlier. Brexit, 9/11 attacks, .com crash. These are some of the events. Suddenly our money, our investment, our reserves, our funds went out of the country because of some events. Suddenly, Brexit happened. India also faced some problem. Financial depression happened in America. India also suffered. 9/11 attacks. India also suffered. .com crash 2000. Everyone thought 2000 computers will not function. 2000 December 31st, 1999. Next day computers will collapse. Crash. So what happened? People. These are unpredictable events where suddenly economy fallen down. Prelims point of view. Black swan event is in news. Is related to what? Unpredictable events which happened in Indian economy is called as unpredictable events which happened in Indian economy is black swan event. You know, every time you are listening this, production linked incentive scheme, production linked incentive scheme. What is this production linked incentive scheme? Production linked incentive scheme means confusing, but you have to understand. A company have a capacity to produce 100 cars. I told the company, For 100 cars, one car 100 rupees, you are paying 20% tax. You are paying 20% tax. Now what you do your production more than 200. I will reduce the tax from 20% to 10%. Or 20% tax will be the same. When you produce 200, I will give you back your tax. 10% tax I will give you back as incentive. Why so? They are not, see, understand, they are not telling if you sell it. You sell or not, I don't know. No? So what I did, on your production, you produce 200. Just produce you 200, then I will give you incentive. When you produce, you will keep quiet or you will try to sell it. Indirectly pushing for selling. Indirectly pushing for selling. When pushing is happening, economy is flourishing. If I tell, if you sell 200 cars, I will give you incentive. When he will sell? I don't want your incentive, I don't want. But I produced. If I produced, I will not keep with me, no. Some or the other way, I will try to sell it off. So, first we used to do, earlier our plan was, if you sell, I will give you incentive. Now what we did, no, they are not selling. They are not taking risk. So, they are producing only 10 and they are selling only 10. Now, I have to put them in risk. If I have to put them in risk, what I have to tell? You produce more. If you produce only, I will give you incentive. So, for incentive, if you are producing, then whether you will keep it in your home or you will try to sell it. So, the companies are in pressure now. So, for 1 rupee biscuit, they are thinking they are producing 100 rupees. The government plan is to produce. When they produce, they will sell it. That is production linked incentive scheme. In textile industry also, you produce, I will give you incentive. So, when you produce, you will not keep quiet, you will try to sell it. Government of India launched production linked incentive scheme in the March 2020 and to boost the domestic production. To boost what? Domestic production. And reduce import burden. Why? Because domestically only the goods are available now. Government gives incentive to the Indian companies based on the sales of their products. Department of the Telecommunication has extended the PLI scheme for telecom sector also. Number of mobile phones. Number of mobile phones. So indirectly, first production, indirectly sales. Sales is your headache, common sense. When you produce, you will not keep with you. So obviously, you will try to sell it. Production linked incentive scheme. Don't try to by heart. You have to understand this. So production linked incentive schemes are there in many fields. Telecom sector it is there, automobile sector it is there, textile sector is there. But what we have to understand, the government is fixing the producers. The government is producing the producers by giving them incentive. So that they will be forced to sell it when they produce. Pink blowworm. It's an insect. Pink blowworm, which affects cotton. Reported at the early stage of the cotton crop cycle in Punjab and Haryana, insect known as the pest of the cotton, possibly native of the Indian Ocean region. Larvae eat the seeds and damage the fibers of the cotton, reducing the yield and quality. Pink blowworm impacting cotton. Where? Punjab and Haryana. Pink blowworm recently in news is what? It's a pest. Worm, sorry, worm. WORM. Anti-defection law. We recently observed in Maharashtra in June 2022. Maharashtra MLAs, they are jumping into BJP. They are jumping into Shinde group of Shiva Sena, which observed in May, June. So, anti-defection law came into picture. Anti-defection law, 10th schedule of the Constitution. 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Which year? Year is also important. 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act. 52nd Constitution, which year? Which year? 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act, Anti-defection Law, 10th schedule of the Constitution, 1985. What? Who won't listen to the whip of their own party, who win by one party symbol and jump into another party, mainly Lok Sabha MPs and Rajya Sabha MPs also. Lok Sabha MPs, Rajya Sabha MPs as well as state legislatures come under anti-defection law except local bodies. So, anti-defection law covers whom? Lok Sabha MPs, Rajya Sabha MPs and state legislatures. MLA comes, MLC also comes. MLA comes, MLC also comes under it. Anti-defection law. Any nominated member, within 6 months, he can jump into any party. But after 6 months, if he jump into any other party, he will be disqualified. Any independent member, any time if he jump into another party, he will be disqualified. The famous case which is associated with the anti-defection law is Kyoto-Holohan. Kyoto-Holohan case. Elected MLAs are switching the parties. Anti-defection law, 10th schedule, 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act, 1985. Disqualification decided by the presiding officer. Who is the presiding officer? Lok Sabha Speaker and Vice Chairman of Rajya Sabha. And his decisions are subjected to judicial review. And the decisions are subjected to judicial review. According to original, not subjected to judicial review. But after Kyoto-Holohan case, it is subjected to judicial review. If member votes and abstains from voting in contrary to any direction issued by the political party, nominated members if he joins political party of the expiry of 6 months, independent member if joins a political party, then what will be applied? Anti-defection will be applied. We will see one MCQ. Tell the answer. Tell the answer. Online. Yes, Navin. Anti-defection law is applied to both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Anti-defection is not applicable to local bodies. What is the answer? A and B. A and B. Correct, Naveen. GEF. Global Environment Facility, GEF, which came into picture 1992 Rio Summit, Rio Earth Summit, Global Environment Facility, to address with the biodiversity challenges. It is a financial mechanism for the 5 major international environmental conventions. Very important. It's a financial mechanism. So, pumping of the money will be done from UNCCD, UNCPD, UNCCD, UNFCCC, Minamata Convention on Mercury and Stockholm Convention on Persistent Organic Pollutant. For this, one mechanism is there for financial facility which is called as global prelims point of view. The financial mechanism for the 5 organizations which is working under United Nations organization is Global Environment Facility. What are the 5 conventions? UNCPD, United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity, UNCCD, United Nations Convention Combat Desertification, UNCCD. Third, UNFCCC, United Nations Framework on Climate Change, and Minamata on Mercury, and Stockholm on Persistent Organic Pollutant. So, for this 5 organization, only one financial mechanism is there, prelims point of view. A, UNFCCC, UNCCC, UNCBD, Minamata on Mercury, Stockholm on Organic Pollutants. Which of the following are correct? A correct, B correct, All the above. Answer is all the above. Global Environment Facility is financial mechanism. It is only a financial mechanism. Means money will come into this particular group called as Global Environment Facility, and the funding and the planning will be happening by this. Kazringa National Park. A new threat for Kazringa National Park. It's a national heritage site or a world heritage site? World heritage site. The name itself, world heritage means heritage, Samskriti, Sampradayam. Heritage, our pride. So, world pride is Kazringa National Park. Where it is located? Which animal is present there? One-horned rhinoceros. Kazringa World Heritage. World itself is pride of this, not India. So, that rhinoceros is facing a problem. It's vegetarian. It is facing a problem. When it is consuming the plants, when it is consuming the grass, in the grass there is one invasive species, a variety of invasive species. So, by seeing all the grass, when it is eating the grass, invasive species is going inside the one-horned rhinoceros and the animal is dying. So, recently one animal is dying because of invasive species. Which animal? One-horned rhinoceros. An organism that causes ecological or economic harm in a new environment where it is not a part of it, where it is not native, where it is not part of it. A outsider came, it is present somewhere, invasive. Is situated in Assam in the UNESCO World Heritage Site, and largest population of one-horned rhinoceros in the world. Tiger reserve also. Several invasive species like Bombax saiba, Creteva magna, Trivia nudifora, these are the some of the invasive species which is impacting the lives of. Remember this three. Why? Because this is killing. Up to now, six rhinoceros were being died. 6 rhinoceros died means a big thing. Very big thing it is. Bombay, remember? Bombax, Seba, Creteva magna, Magna Carta, remember Magna Carta, remember Mumbai. Trivia nudiflora, Trivia. Bombax, Creteva magna and Trivia. 3 invasive species. Which are the invasive species which are killing the one-horned rhinoceros in Kazringa National Park? Or which is the reason for the recent death of rhinoceros in the Kazringa National Park? Number 1, hunting, common thing. Number 2, nearby tiger reserve is killing the one-horned rhinoceros. 3, invasive species. 4, floods are very, very common. Floods, invasive species. Global Biodiversity Framework. Global Biodiversity Framework. 4th working group met on post-2020 Global Biodiversity Framework was held in Nairobi, Kenya. Builds on the Strategic Plan for Biodiversity 2011-2020 to guide actions worldwide through 2030. 2030 for this. To ensure shared vision of living in harmony with nature is fulfilled by 2050. CBD is a global agreement to cover all aspects of biological diversity. Its components are sustainable use of the components of biological diversity and fair and equitable sharing of the benefits. So, 2020 has been completed. Now, for 2030, we came with a meeting called as Global Biodiversity Framework in which place? Nairobi. Which is 4th working group met on post-2020, which happened in June 2022 because of COVID. Why it not happened in 2020? Why it not happened in 2021? Because of COVID. India and UAE relationships. See, I told you, SEPA, Comprehensive Economic Partnership was signed between the two countries, India and UAE. SEPA, partnership. Partnership means together we are doing. Cooperation means sometimes I may cooperate, sometimes I may not cooperate. Partnership means together. Comprehensive economic, it's a free trade agreement. It will increase the bilateral trade in goods to over 100 billion, 15 billion in services. Indian exporters gain access to West Asian countries, Africa through UAE. India participates in a maritime exercise called as Desert Eagle with UAE. Desert Eagle is a maritime exercise with UAE and India. Desert Eagle. So, in this only, at this time only, India and UAE. Desert Eagle, current affairs oriented, don't read randomly. At what time, at what happened, only that you have to remember. So, we had a comprehensive meeting, we had a comprehensive economic partnership agreement, we have a dialogue, we had a very good diplomatic relations, at the same time we have a exercise. And that exercise is called as Desert Eagle. With which country? UAE. UAE has the highest number of Indian diaspora. ISRO launched the first UAE nano satellite, KNIFE 1, 2022. So, ISRO launched UAE nano satellite called as KNIFE 1. Our relationship became better. Our diaspora, our people who are living in foreign countries are more in which country? UAE. We have SEPA or SECA? We have SEPA, Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, and we have a maritime exercise in 2022. It is called as Desert Eagle. Partners in Blue Pacific Initiative. Partners in Blue Pacific Initiative. As a response to China aggressive outreach to the Pacific island states, USA along with Australia, New Zealand, United Kingdom and Japan. Remember this. It is an informal mechanism to support Pacific islands. It enhances the prosperity, resilience, security in the Pacific region. Small countries are there here if you say. Fiji, Tuvalu, Nauru, Kiribati, small countries are there. For that small countries, in that small countries, the China is coming and they are exploring oil there. They are threatening. So, in order to contain China, 5 countries came together with an informal setup. It is called as Blue Pacific. It is called as Blue Pacific Initiative. Who are the countries? USA, Australia, New Zealand. Whenever such initiatives are found, they are asking in examination. New Zealand, next Japan, next UK. 5 countries came together. Blue Pacific Initiative. To contain whom? China. Mainly where? Pacific Islands. Small island countries. Small island countries. What are the 5 countries? USA, Australia, New Zealand, UK and Japan. The Pacific regionalism. Indo-Pacific, 44% of total land area, 65% of world population, 62% of world gap, 46% of world merchandise trade through this Indo-Pacific. Cooperation, the climate crisis, connectivity, transportation, maritime, mainly to control whom? China. What is the initiative called as? Blue Pacific Initiative. To control the hegemony of China in these Pacific countries. Apart from that, to also to help climate change, also to help in disaster, also to help in crisis times. We will do quick revision. What are all we studied in June 2020? Millets. Second, Astra MK1 beyond visual range. 3, liquid nano urea plant. Next, online people tell me, green bonds. Next, agriculture land price index. Who? Liquid mirror telescope looking space. Stockholm plus 50, 1972 plus 50, evaluation of 1972 conference. Next, ethanol blending. How much target? By which year? Single use plastic, which ministry? Housing and Urban Affairs. Pradhan Awas Yojana, 1.2 crore houses by June 2022. Fishing cat where? Chilka Lake, where it is located? It's a lagoon. Fishing cat IUCN status is endangered. Solar rooftop technologies. Subsidy will be provided up to 40%. Every house, mainly 100 towns and municipalities are targeted under this. Next, non-banking financial institutions not only controlled by RBI but also controlled by IRDA, all the regulating bodies, NBFCs. World Oceans Day, no plastic pollution for healthy oceans. National Vidhaan, NEVA, all the parliamentarian works will be converted into digital format. Brahmos missile, Brahmaputra and Mosav. And it's a surface to air or air to air? Air to land. Air to land. Bit cotton we got now for BGRRF. Recently for BGRRF. Agnipath, you know, Joint Consultative Commission between India and Bangladesh. India European Union Free Trade Agreement, what we have? SEPA or SECA? What we have? With European Union we have SEPA, Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. Most important is GI Pact. GI Pact. Black Swan event mainly in economy. Black Swan event. Production linked incentives, you know, pink blue worm impacting cotton. Where? Anti-defection law, you know, mainly in Maharashtra it was a current affair. We had MCQ also. Next, global environment, it's a financial mechanism for 5 institutions. UNCCD, UNCM, CBD, UNFCCC, Minamatta and Stockholm. Kazringa, invasive bombax, Magna, Nudiflora. Global Biodiversity Framework 4th, post 2020 till 2030. India UAE, SEPA, Desert Eagle, highest number of diaspora. Next, Nano satellite, NEEF 1. Blue Pacific Initiative, India is there? No. USA, UK, Australia, New Zealand and Japan. Abhyas. Heat. High speed expandable aerial target on the air itself. High speed expandable aerial target is part of Abhyas. Heat was successful flight tested from the integrated test range system. Where is their integrated test range system? It's a prelims question once upon a time. Odisha, Balasore. Balasore in Odisha is the only one integrated test range facility, only one is there in India, that is in Balasore. Its indigenous unmanned aerial target system to meet the requirement of the Indian Armed Forces, designed developed by DRDO, twin under slung boosters which provide initial acceleration, powered by small gas turbine to sustain long endurance flight. System is equipped with a radar cross section, used as a target for the evaluation of the various missile systems. So, Abhyas. To improve the capacity. On the missile it will sit, it will go. On the air it will be increasing its capacity according to the demand and it will go and hit the target. That is high speed aerial, expandable aerial target. Abhyas. Very important. Baba Iqbal Singh. Why? Because now one person is becoming the most wanted criminal in the country. Who is he? Amritpal Singh. So whatever is associated with Sikh is a current affair now. Baba Iqbal Singh. The Prime Minister expressed deep grief of the passing away. He died. Baba Iqbal Singh, who was an educationist, combination of modern education and spiritual knowledge with the aim to produce good global citizens. Baba was awarded with Shiromani Panth Ratan, which is a title of honor and distinction for his excellent service to the Sikh community. Baba Iqbal Singh. What is his preaching? Modern education with spiritual education. Modern education with spiritual education. Baba Iqbal Singh was in the news recently because he got highest award called as Shiromani Panth Ratan Award from Sikh community. Sikh community. He died. You know better than me. Chauri chaura incident, 100 years of chauri chaura incident. Non-cooperation movement was stalled at a time by Mahatma Gandhi after chauri chaura incident. Where it is located? Gorakhpur, Assam, Bihar. Chauri chaura incident. At the time, chauri chaura incident is a part of which United Provinces? At the time it is part of United Provinces. Chauri chaura incident. Which was been stopped? Non-cooperation movement in the Gorakhpur district of United Provinces. Now Gorakhpur located where? Now Gorakhpur is located where? UP, Uttar Pradesh. Modern Uttar Pradesh in British India, when a large group of participating in the non-cooperation movement was been stopped. Now Uttar Pradesh, Gorakhpur, United Province, non-cooperation movement came to an end by this. 100 years of chauri chaura incident. Statue of Equality is also very important. Chinna G.R. Swami. Who is the person? Ramanujan. The person is Ramanujan. It is made up of what? Panchaloha. Remember this. Gold, silver, copper, brass, zinc. Gold, silver, copper, brass and zinc. 5. So this particular statue is made up of Panchaloha, 5 things. Gold, silver, copper, brass and zinc. It is mounted on a 54 high a building which is called as Bhadra Vidhi here on the top, and here it is elevated here. This is called as Bhadra Vidhi. On this he is sitting. He is the person who promoted equality. It is located nearby Hyderabad. Devote to Vedic digital, all Vedic digital libraries, his writings, his principles, his preachings, all are present in this Bhadra Vidhi. Statue, feet of how much? 216 feet tall. 216 feet tall. After his 100th birth anniversary, it was been erected. Statue of Equality. Pamdit Deendayal Upadhyay, he is also important. Why government of the day is Pamdit Deendayal Upadhyay. We can expect a question on Pamdit Deendayal Upadhyay, we can expect a question on Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, we can expect a question on Veer Savarkar. According to the mood of the government, the questions will be there. So, mood of the government is for Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, the mood of the government is for Pamdit Deendayal Upadhyay, the mood of the government is for Veer Savarkar. Pamdit Deendayal. Humanism, he discussed about humanism, he is a Hindutva. Principles of Sarvodaya, progress to all and Swadeshi, self-sufficiency. Progress of all and self-sufficiency. He wrote a biography on Shankaracharya. Mathura district called Chandraban has been named after him as Deendayal Dham now. Political philosophy of integral humanism, which encourages simultaneous and integrated programs of body, mind, intellect and soul of each human being. So, everything means what I am speaking, what I am thinking, what I am telling, what I am doing, all should be integrated. It is called as integral humanism. My actions, my thought, my words, all should be in synchronism. That is called as integral humanism. According to him, the human being is a perfect human being when he is integrated with body, soul, word and mind. That particular concept is called as integral humanism. He advocated for what? Sarvodaya, progress of all. He advocated for what? Swadeshi, self-sufficiency. No need to buy from other places. Sarvodaya, self-sufficiency, integral humanism. Pamdit Deendayal, how many schemes are there on his name? Tell me one scheme. Deendayal Antyodaya Yojana. More. Gramina? Ujjwal Yojana. River Devika project. River Devika project. River Devika project will be completed by June 2022, but they completed by July 2022. River Devika. 190 crores, North India's first river rejuvenation project, and will offer a unique destination both for pilgrims and recreation tourists. Now, the project started in 2019 under National River Conservation Project, holds great religious significance as is revered as a sister of Ganga, Devika River. A small rivulet flows through Udhampur in Jammu and Kashmir. Again, it appears near Gangera and Udhampura. It appears and disappears in many places. Devika is also known as Gupt Ganga. Gupt means hidden. Gupt Ganga, sister of Ganga, and it is a bridge, Devika bridge, which is religiously important as well as recreationally it is important. Where it is located? In Jammu and Kashmir. Sandalwood spike disease. Sandalwood spike disease. Now you see, I think you know, now real estate people are coming with lot of ideas, innovative ideas, like what? From the city 150 kilometers, agriculture land will be 5 lakhs per acre. They will buy 10 acres, then 50 lakhs. If they same they want buy near a city, little bit away from city also 50 lakhs. So they buy somewhere and they tell that you have to put investment for your children. Now only no guarantee, now what about children? Now you have to put investment, now you have to buy. So they will buy in acres and they will sell in yards. Same time what they will tell that we will put sandalwood. Within 15 years the rate will anyhow it will increase and the sandalwood trees will become big and the sandalwood belongs to you. You can sell this sandalwood. So land you are getting free of cost and sandalwood you are getting and you can sell it in the market and you can have a very good life. The same thing you can do, no? Then why you are selling me? So problem came now with these real estate people. Very exorbitantly, in a high level, they started keeping sandalwood. This type of plants, they grow very rarely. We cannot produce with very good soil or very good environment, we cannot. It want very good terrain, it want very good water, it want very controlled environment. All these situations are there, then only it will grow. If not, it will not. So when they are growing artificially commercial purpose, it is generating a disease. And this, from this sandalwood, that disease, that microorganisms are going inside the nearby crops and it is destroying the nearby crops. That is what? Sandal spike disease. Sandal spike disease has recently started spreading to private fields where the cultivation of sandalwood has been taken on a commercial basis. It is caused by phytoplasma, bacterial parasites of plant tissues which are transmitted by insect vectors. Vulnerable by the IUCN in 1998. There is no option but to cut down and remove the infected tree to prevent the spread of the disease. 1 and 5% of the, between 1 and 5 sandalwood trees lost every year due to this disease. SSD has been one of the major causes for the decline in sandalwood production in the country for over a century. It will not only impact the sandalwood, it will also impact. It will not only impact. Why it is growing? Because commercial purpose, not naturally. For commercial purpose, artificially if they grow, compulsory it will impact. Sandalwood spike disease. So these are the very important 37 topics, 36 topics, 37 topics. Number 1, millets, Astra, liquid nano urea, green bonds, agriculture land price index, liquid mirror telescope, Stockholm, ethanol blending, single use plastics, Pradhan awas yojana, fishing cat, solar rooftop technology, non-banking financial institutions, World Oceans Day, National Vidhaan, which is also called as NEVA, Brahmos missile, BT cotton, Agnipath Scheme, Joint Consultative Commission with Bangladesh, India, European Free Trade, SEPA, GI Pact, Black Swan event mainly in Indian economy context, production linked incentives, you have to produce. So incentive will be given only on production. Pink blowworm on cotton, anti-defection law, Global Environmental Facility, Kazringa Global Biodiversity Framework, India and UAE Desert Eagle, maritime exercise or military exercise? Blue Pacific Initiative, 5 countries, these are the 5 countries. Abhyas, Baba Iqbal Singh, 100 years of Chauri Chaura incident, Statue of Equality, where it is located? Hyderabad, Pamdit Deendayal Upadhyay, Sandalwood spike disease. Okay. Tomorrow onwards, I will come with MCQs also. In the classroom itself, we will solve. From tomorrow, I will come with MCQs. July month MCQs, June month MCQs also I will come. Okay. Any doubts, please? See, now we cannot read all the current affairs. You remember this. Now you cannot read all the current affairs. You cannot remember also. Again, I am telling you openly, any institute, me also, any institute, if I give a content outside, I will try to dump a lot of content, same like any other. So, those all we should not, what is required, how much is required, only that points only we have to read. So, this particular sessions will be that selective only, very, very selective, less reading, more yield. Okay. We will meet tomorrow with MCQs. Thank you.